Today I'll share the whole experience of traveling to a different country to run a half marathon. The Manchester Half Marathon is one of the biggest races in the UK, but is it actually worth doing? Join me as I travel from Copenhagen to Manchester to find out. Manchester airport wasn't even that bad today. I think I was out in like 10 minutes even. So I got picked up by my friend and it's still quite early in the day. So what do you do when you're in England and it's before 12 o'clock? Brunch, of course. And by brunch, I mean full English breakfast. So we're heading over to a place that should do one of the best full Englishes here in Manchester. Usually when you do half marathons, or at least in my experience, and I've done Copenhagen, Berlin, Paris, there's this big expo. But here it seems like there's no expo and I'm off to pick up my my bib, my number in a hotel in the city center. So I'm not sure how I feel about that, but alright, fair enough. It seems like most people who are doing this race are maybe from the UK, because people like my friend here, he's just had his number sent to him, so maybe it makes sense. Me and my friend here, we've known each other for 9 years, and we met up in Scotland when we both lived in Edinburgh, and we used to go to quite a few pubs. So we were just like, we're both running tomorrow, so we're gonna go to a newly opened bar and get a non-alcoholic beer. Times are changing. So I'm staying here at a place called Melia, inside by Melia in Manchester, and it's just a nice hotel. I think it's my third time staying here now, and I think it's great. You've got some free or complimentary drinks with the room, and everything just works. The breakfast is really, really good. That's basically why I chose it, or why I was like, okay, there's not even any point in checking out other hotels, because I know the breakfast here will be amazing, and you need that for a half marathon. And with that, I think I'll just say good night, see you tomorrow morning. This is not my first half marathon. I think it might be my 7th or something like that. So I know what the two of the most important things are on the race day. First of all, you need a good night's sleep. I'm staying right by the lift, and apparently every drunk person in Manchester are sleeping on this floor, and they all needed to pass my room. So I am a little bit knackered, but I'm feeling fine and time to shine. Second of all, on the race day, like the nutrition thing, it's so important. And back home, I know exactly what to eat. And I chose this hotel also because I know that they've got a good breakfast, but they've downsized so much. So all the stuff I had planned to eat, they didn't have. So I only had some white toast, and I'm nervous now. I can't lie. I'm a bit nervous for the nutrition thing. So I'm trying to eat a couple of bananas, and I've got my gels. Gonna go with 2 gels today, and we'll see how it goes. But I am a bit nervous. It's always a bit weird, not like back when you do race in your hometown. You know exactly what to eat, and you can plan it and all that. But when you fly to another country and you don't know what the breakfast situation is gonna be, you're pretty much just gonna chance it, and we'll see how it goes. The race starts out in an area right next to a stadium owned by a small football club called Manchester United. So we need to get the tram, and I just spotted the tram. It's literally right next to my hotel, and it doesn't look that full. We were a bit worried that because there are 24 people who are running today, so we were worried that it would be absolutely rammed, but it looks perfectly fine. So before a big race like this, you need to drop your bag near the start and finish line, and that went well here, but I really disliked that they gave you a paper armband with a number on it. It was super annoying to run with, and I would have hated it so much if I had been there to set a PB. In general, the whole starting area was a big mess. The backdrop was in a stadium about a 20-minute walk from the start line. This was without a doubt the most annoying starting area I've ever tried at a half marathon. The name of the race is the Manchester Half Marathon, but we started out here in the Old Trafford area, which is about 4 or 5 kilometers outside of the city centre. We started by running around 3 kilometers in towards Manchester before doing a 180, and then we went in the opposite direction of the city and never saw any of Manchester itself. But we did come across suburban areas like Stretford, Sale and Chorlton. So I don't know, maybe the suburbs of Manchester Half Marathon would be a better name for the race in the future? A nice thing though was that there were a lot of folks all along the route out in these smaller towns, so I guess the local communities out here really loved the race, and we could definitely feel that as runners. My friend and I finished the race in around an hour and 52 minutes, which is like 10 minutes slower than what I ran in Copenhagen a month ago, but this race was never about the time for me, it was all about the experience. So do I recommend the Manchester Half Marathon? Let me just try one of these Erdinger alcohol-free beers, and let me try a nice British pie, and then I will get back to the hotel. I think my brutally honest opinion on this race is that if you're from Manchester, give it a go, but I wouldn't be like flying over just for the race if you don't want to experience Manchester. I love Manchester and I think you should come here to experience the city, but I think flying over here just for the race, that's not a good thing to do. Then I would much rather go to another race, let's say it like that.